Today we're going to talk about the new Bill and Ted film, Bill and Ted Face the Music. So let's get started. A visitor from the future tells best friends Bill and Ted that one of their songs can save life as we know it and brings harmony to the universe. Hey, quick thanks for stopping by my channel. If you guys love movies just like I do, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming videos. Bill and Ted Face the Music is finally here. I've been looking forward to this film for such a long time. I've enjoyed Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey for many years. It was a staple of my childhood, so I was really looking forward to checking this film out. I was worried though that it would take the route of films like Zoolander 2 and Anchorman 2 and Dumb and Dumber 2, where it really didn't have much to offer and wasn't as good as the original film. Luckily, in this case, this is a really good film. I really liked Bill and Ted Face the Music more than Bogus Journey. I'm not going to be doing a ranking video for this, but it is the middle film for me. It had a lot to offer and a story worth telling. One thing I did appreciate about Bogus Journey and this film is that the story makes sense for moving Bill and Ted closer to the song that they have to write. It makes sense for Bogus Journey to have someone come along and try to alter the future, and then also makes sense for Bill and Ted to not find that song in their adulthood and struggle to make sense of a lot of things, and then it all come crashing down in front of them and then have to write that song. So it makes sense for this film, and the story is worth visiting. Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves are once again great as Bill and Ted. They still seem like idiots at times, but also they've matured just a little bit. It's like Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter have been playing this character their whole life. It just came naturally to them to be the best of friends, and their dedication to find this song is admirable. So it was really cool to revisit these characters. We also have William Sadler in the film as Death. Revisiting his character is a lot of fun, and there's some touching moments with that character as well. And there's also a nice little tribute to George Carlin, who did pass away in 2008, and he did play Rufus in the first two films. We also have Samara Weaving playing the daughter of Bill S. Preston, Thea, and Bridget Lundy Payne playing Billy, the daughter of Ted. I really like the two daughters in here. They were so good at resembling their dads. I would love to see a spin-off of just them two because they were so good in the movie. And it's scary good how the daughter of Ted, Bridget, was able to really create the same characteristics that Ted had, that Keanu Reeves, the way that he moves his hands, the way that he talks. It was so on point to how I would expect a daughter of Ted to be. I also really enjoyed the story in here. The story is really essentially broken up into two parts. We have Bill and Ted that are trying to find a future version of themselves that has that song that they wrote. They explore people in the past. They explore versions of themselves like 5-10 years in the future, and they have the scene with them in prison. They're just different variations of Bill and Ted. While that is going on, we also have the daughters trying to go throughout history to find famous musicians like Louis Armstrong and Jimi Hendrix and Kid Cudi. It's almost like a mashup of the first and second movie, the best parts of both of those movies, and combine it into this one. And I thought, maybe two separate storylines would take away from certain scenes, but it really fleshed out some of the characters in the movie, and I really enjoyed the different storylines in here. I really did like Bill and Ted Face the Music. It was a story worth revisiting once again, and you could tell the love going into this movie. This film was in production since like 2012. They wanted to make this movie for such a long time, and it's so nice that Keanu Reeves is such a big name now with John Wick, and he's going back to a franchise that was in his early parts of his career. So I really give it up to Keanu Reeves, because some people, You know, some actors just don't want to revisit their past movies, and it's hard to bring a group of people together once again to do a reboot of a movie or a remake or whatever it may be. But I was really happy that Keanu Reeves was really on board for this movie and wanting to play that character again. Because if you had anybody else playing Ted, it would have not worked. So I'm happy that they did get Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves and William Sadler back for this film. Seeing all the different musicians from the past is so fun. Like I said, you have Louis Armstrong, and you also have Kid Cudi, and he's not from the past, and Jimi Hendrix, just to name a few. It was cool to see them all interact with each other. Like they had all the famous people and they were all interacting with each other. That's essentially what this is, and they're interested in playing music off of each other. I was really happy with how this movie turned out. It could have been a complete mess. It could have been a film that tried too hard to be like the original and, you know, not funny at all, but it worked. I really did enjoy the film. It's one of my favorite films this year. It's just so fun to see these characters once again, and it was a story worth telling, and it was just a blast. I'm gonna go ahead and give Bill and Ted Face the Music a B+. Thank you guys for checking my review for Bill and Ted Face the Music, the end of the trilogy. It was a fitting way to end the trilogy. Stick around for more up and coming videos. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.